This is the exciting bit.
It is exciting.
We can finally tell you what the most exciting thing is that we're about to do on the land.
In July 2021, with the increase in travel restrictions caused by Brexit and the pandemic, we decided to buy off-grid land in Portugal to live a more sustainable lifestyle.
Follow along with our journey as we turn our beautiful but derelict land into our very own slice of off-grid heaven, wildlands.
So you can see we're on the border of our land. So the plan we have, which is very exciting, is here we're going to build a outdoor kitchen.
Yay!
So we brought the miter saw up and we're going to start the outdoor kitchen build today.
Yes. It's going to have a very, very simple construction because we have a minimal budget and we just wanted it to be fairly simple and a bit rustic. So we're going with Euro pallets, 3 of them on the floor, covered in little slats of wood to make a sturdy base, and 3 of them along the back standing upright. And then what are we going to fit in there? We're going to have a oven with 4 hob burner and
a sink.
And a sink. So you can do cooking, you can do washing up, and then cupboards. You're going to make lots of cupboards, aren't you?
Yep. So the plan is we've got 3 pallets on the bottom, which is 3 meters, and the pallets are 1200 millimeters deep, so 1.2 meters, and then we're going to have another 3 pallets upright at the back, and the kitchen is going to be an L shape. And what we're going to do now is we've got to level it off, so we're going to use breeze blocks the same way as we did down in the cold frame, and use a spirit level to make sure that the 3 pallets, when they're locked together, are completely flat. So that's the first few breeze blocks in and all levelled with the spirit level. So I'm going to put the pallet on now and see how level that is. Obviously pallets are not particularly well made or flat generally speaking, so it only needs to be reasonably level.
Oh, look at that bubble!
Spot on.
Look at that bubble!
So we've got all the pallets down and levelled, we've got the backs on, and here you can see I've put some scraps of wood up to make sure that these are flat for when we put the panelling on. Done one at that end, and then at this end, just out of view, I've done the same as this and screwed it to the side of the shade house. And then this wood running along the back corner will ultimately be the back bottom of the kitchen cabinets, but it's also making sure that these upright pallets are attached to the floor pallets. And the next thing is we've got the remains of our chicken coop panelling, which we're going to do on the floor, and I think I don't have enough wood left to do up the back, so we'll pop into town, get another couple of packets of wood. And we're using this, it's not the best stuff to use, but it's only €10 a pack, and we're going to varnish many times to make it waterproof. And the cabinet's going to come out to about here, and then this section here will be our walkway or our decking for when we're standing washing up and cooking. It's a great progress. Half a day and we got all the pallets in and levelled. Pretty pleased with that. Thought it would take a lot longer. Missy and I are now both very knackered. My back's bearing up. I'm carrying everything and moving stuff around. Missy the same. So a good start to the outdoor kitchen. So got half the floor in. can see I've got this bit still to do, so good progress. But I've run out of these planks. So off into town to get some more wood, and then I'm going to finish this off, and then we're going to put the cooker up and work out its position and height, and we're going to test it at the same time. Do you know how exciting it is when you live on a van and you've lived on a van for 3 years, what you can do in a cooker? So we don't have a cooker in the van, we just got 2 burners, so we're going to have 4 burners and a cooker. So, 7 o'clock, floor's done. It's time to get the cooker in situ. I'm going to try it out with a special cooker dinner, which is very exciting, isn't it?
That's it. It's working. Gas, baby.
Yep.
Put your hand over it. Frying up some mushrooms and some shallots for Rosie and I to put on our pizza base.
Kitchen's finished.
It's a bit like when you just moved into a new house and everything's everywhere and there's piles of stuff, but on it you're going to have a really nice dinner. You're excited. Fire. Ba, ba, ba. I have fire. Ba, ba, ba. This pan is for these big fat vegan chicken nuggets, and they taste just like I remember chicken nuggets tasting. We'll have to wait for the oil to heat up a minute.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
Maybe twizzle it round. Because the back of gas ovens, I guess, get hotter. Aww, not ready. And in this pan, I'm cooking vegan chicken nuggets. Because why not? Nuggets, pizza, chips. It's a healthy off-grid dinner. You nearly dropped it on the floor, didn't you?
Yeah. I overcooked it. Like old boot.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's no good. Fairly crispy. Yeah, it's like an old boot. Can't even cut it with the knife. Crunchy. But nice. Cheers.
Not had oven chips for 3 years. Oh, it might be a little bit black, but that's so good. Now, so
Morning. Day 2 on the kitchen. So last night's dinner was lovely, albeit a bit crispy in the pizza department. But it's certainly nice to have a cooker and get a taste of things to come. So where are we at today? You can hear in the background some awful creaking noises. I'll show you what that is in a minute. So we've measured out where the cooker's going to go in relation to the sink placement and the amount of chopping and counter space that we want at this end. Decided to put the cooker on breeze blocks, which we're going to block in so they can't move, and that's because the 3 of us are all very tall and we don't like stooping down with our bad backs, so it means that our worktop is going to be about 10 centimetres higher than a standard kitchen worktop, which is what we've got in the van. So going to box all this in and I'm going to start doing the back wall. My first jobs are these bits of wood you can see placed along the bottom, which were left over from the door that I made in the ruin. I'm going to put those on first to keep these 3 pallets from wobbling, and they're not moving very much, but where the joins are, they are moving slightly with the weight of the body on here, so I'm going to put that on there. And then here at the back we're putting this wood on the top, again to keep these 3 pallets attached, but also so that we've got a shelf. We've got a snazzy front. It's going to have a high back so that we can keep spices, small pots and cups and things at the top. And then once those 2 jobs are done, I've got to panel in this section. These pallets are protracted slightly by the fact that they used to be Martin's fence, so they're only actually 2/3 of a pallet. Half the back is on, just going to finish off the other half. It's getting a bit hot now, but we decided to keep working. The shade thankfully is going that way, so later on that'll be in the shade when I want to start making the frames for the units. But yeah, hot. It's 4 o'clock, it's 40 degrees, it's still working, albeit slowly. I look like crazy man of the hills with the sun. As I live in the hills, maybe I am crazy man of the hills. So what have I done? So I've got the cooker breeze blocks have been bolted in so they can't go anywhere, fronts, backs, both sides. So the cooker's going to sit on top of those. This has been measured, so it's the right place to have pallets coming up here to cover up the front of the breeze block. So day 3 on the kitchen build. So you can see the cooker is in situ, but again temporarily, just so I could measure the height of the worktops. So the covered bases are in, all the wood is cut, so the next chore is to start the frames of the kitchen cabinets, and then the fun of getting all the nails out of many bits of pallet, which I've abdicated that role to Missy. So let's see how we get on today. So loads to do, but taking shape, looking good. Lots of varnishing to do as well. So the bottom here, the floor is going sort of a mahogany brown, the same colour as our triangular table. And then the rest is going in clear, shiny varnish, just to protect it, because obviously it's outside. It needs to be protected from the rain until we get the roof up later in the year. And when we're cooking or washing up, that's going to be our view. So I'm using an undercover jig on the uprights. If you don't know what an undercover jig does or is, it's for making pocket hole joints. So that looks like this. So that's the jig. So you clamp it onto there, and then you'll see it's got 2 holes which you drill down using the special drill like that, and you can see it's got a small drill and a long drill, and you set the angle on the jig, and then it makes these nice kind of holes that you'd see in flat pack furniture, so that they're concealed. You get a much tighter screw. So that's what I'm doing, isn't it? So yeah, good progress getting the uprights on. So I'll come back to you when they're all done. What are you doing, Missy?
I'm just knocking the nails out of these. Pulled all the pallets apart and they've all got rusty nails in them. So I'm just bashing them out a little bit with a hammer. because it goes through a little bit, and then you can use the other side, the claw, to yank the nails out, and then we can use these to build the cupboards.
Progress on the kitchen. So I've worked out I need about another 80 pallet slats to complete the cupboard doors and the cupboard framing. So this is down in the fruit forest with the fun job of stripping more pallets. And I've measured out the worktop, which is here, which I'm a bit scared about because it's an expensive worktop and I've got to get a straight line. So I marked it out. Wish me luck. So what you can see is I've marked out where I need to cut, and then I've marked out the width of my saw, and I'm going to screw a piece of wood on the back of the worktop as a guide for the saw to try and help me get a straight line. And I don't want any nicks, otherwise the worktop is ruined. So as I said, a bit scared about that because it's a thick bit of hardwood. It's a butcher's board worktop, one of the most expensive parts of the build apart from the cooker, but we decided worktop is key. We didn't want a plastic laminated one or one made of MDF like a typical kitchen one, so we've gone for a butcher's board. So let me cut that and see if I can get a straight line. Not too shabby. A bit smart, I'm pleased with that. So all the worktops are cut, all straight, very happy about that. A bit of a relief when you've spent so much on your worktop to have a straight line. So got to get on with the fronts of the cabinets now. It's getting a bit hot, it's 10:30 nearly. And already very, very toasty roasty. So Rose is off out to see her friends today, and then we're off to the lake later. So just another hour or two here when Missy brings up some new pallet bits. Start framing in this bit. This is going to have 2 doors on it. One door here, one door there, and one door around the back for our temporary solar setup. So this is all very exciting. There's a scary moment when you're building any kind of kitchen, even an off-grid kitchen. It's when you've got to drill big holes in your expensive worktop to put your sink in. So that's my next chore. Exciting stuff off-grid. So long and the short is, I cannot cut the hole for the sink. This is jumping around like a nutter, and I think what it is I've got a very thick, big-teethed blade for my jigsaw. So I'm going to have to go into town and get a finer blade. And it's making it jump around in with it clamped here, and I put a bar on at the back to stop it moving around. And it is a hard wood this, so it's difficult to cut. So into town we go later to get a blade, so I'm going to carry back on with me panelling instead. So I've been a very naughty boy because I went into town, we got the bits we needed, got the saw blades to cut the worktops, got back, did a load of work, got stuck into the work and I didn't film any of it. So put the worktops in, but they're not fitted yet. Got the sink fitted, that's all nice and tight. So these are still unscrewed to the top of the cupboards because we're still oiling them, which we started here. And the oiling is looking lovely. So the cooker you saw earlier, that's now in situ. It's mounted in between the units. Just got the bottom section to block off there. And here I've got the first cupboard door, which is a bit of a feat of engineering using pallets. So I'm going to do the third door because it's in the shade. It's slightly bigger than the other door. All the doors are different sizes, so I'm going to make them individually for each door hole. The back side, there's also going to be another door over there because this L section here is where we're going to house our solar system, and this is a budget solar system. Midway, we can't afford our big one at the moment, so the solar system here will get new LED lights for the shade house. We'll have lights on the kitchen, we'll have USB charging points and cigarette lighter charging points and EU plug sockets, so that we can charge all our boxes, power anything we need in the kitchen. The inverter we're getting is a Chinese inverter, so not the best quality, but it's powerful enough that we can run a fridge, which I'm very excited about. So I might put a fridge somewhere on the end of the kitchen, probably at this end. So it's all exciting off-grid stuff is coming. So on to these exciting doors now. Repeat that another 2 times for the uprights. So you can see I've lined up the frame of the door, and now my ingenious Dom cobbles it together. So I'm going to screw them together on the frame of the door and then attach the slats from inside on the back so that it's all held together, and then I can undo the frames at the end, and voila, we hopefully have a door. Painting is done, so we've got a nice mahogany look on the floor and the shelf at the back. Also made some nice rustic handles out of bits of wood on the land, Dom style, and a nice towel rail, and then also these brackets with silver, so we sprayed them black, put a little bit of an angled pallet behind them to make it look funky and rustic. So kitchen is done. What do you think, Missy?
I think it's fabulous. It's gorgeous. I can't believe how quickly it's come together. It's more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more functional, a bit pallety, but it looks luxury.
And I also made these funky little knobs or locks. So I went to the DIY shop and they were £8 each. So I thought I'm not paying that on a budget build, so I made my own. So it's just a coach bolt with a recess behind this bit of wood so that this turns and you can open the door. So very pleased with those.